What happens when a narcissist collapses? Exposing the narcissist fears. Narcissists are notorious for causing emotional distress to the people around them. They can be warm and affectionate one minute, then abrupt and unkind the next, and even cruel after that. The question now is, how can you tell that you have triggered the narcissist? Because every narcissist is unique, it is impossible to provide a single response to this topic. There are, however, indications that a narcissist has collapsed as a whole in this context. For instance, they might cease talking to you entirely or stop responding to your phone calls, texts, and other communications with them. They might also gossip about you to other people, or even worse, they might publish negative things about you online. In the narcissist's mind, for any misbehavior on their part, no matter how horrible it is, you shouldn't make it big and just accept them as the way it is. For someone who fears being abandoned, it can come as a shock when their partner has even the slightest idea to leave them. It's also possible that certain situations can cause narcissists' abandonment issues to come again, which can result in them being irrationally angry, or the opposite, behaving normally and lovingly bombing you to persuade you that you will not leave them. I just want to say that the narcissist's illogical fear of being abandoned might be triggered by simple events in daily life. Before we get serious on this topic, I'd like to say hello and thanks to everyone who has taken the time to watch this video. This channel exists to shed light on narcissists. If you're a regular viewer, I want you to know how grateful I am for your support and how much I hope my videos will continue to be helpful to you. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing and being a part of this channel's family. Narcissists' greatest fear is the dread of being abandoned, and today, I'm going to talk about the things that could trigger this situation. Abandonment is the state of being left behind or abandoned, both of which can leave a person feeling hopeless. Narcissists are constantly afraid of being abandoned. The concern that they're not worthy of love or that they're not good enough is fueled by this. Therefore, they'll try their best to keep the situation in their favor. When that doesn't work, they resort to further lies, plots, and manipulations to prevent it from happening. Using and abusing people, they do this while secretly believing that no one will ever notice. An excellent example of this is when we no longer respond to or show affection for the narcissist. This causes warning bells to go off in their heads. Narcissists will try to prevent you from quitting the relationship when they recognize that you no longer care about them or the relationship. This is because the narcissist always prefers to be the one to get rid of undesired items. They don't care how much damage they inflict on you, but they don't want you to impose the same harm on them either. As the narcissist's fear of abandonment is brought to the surface, the narcissist may either become enraged or resort to love bombing you to deal with the situation. In other words, this is one of the triggers. It's all down to which response they think will be the most effective. If they know you're scared of them, they're more inclined to act aggressively because it's worked for them in the past. Instead of love bombing you, they'll switch tactics if they realize this is working on you. Some of them would try a different strategy if the first proved ineffective. In any case, the narcissist will never forgive you or let you off the hook for triggering their fear of being abandoned. You may be sure that the narcissist will look for new and inventive methods to harm you. In most cases, this happens unexpectedly, either through smearing or dismissal. Another trigger for narcissists is being made to wait, but this one is often overlooked. Situations where you don't answer their phone calls and texts are included in this category. Let's say you're running late for a scheduled meeting because you forgot to make arrangements with someone else, or when they expect you to execute a task for them, but you're taking excessive time to do it. The narcissist may feel triggered, nervous, afraid, or engaged in these situations. The instant response of some narcissists is to avoid having to wait by either not being there when you arrive or by blocking your contact, preventing you from getting in touch with them and making you panic. They hope that you'll chase after them back and feel forced to make up for what you've done. I know a narcissist who refuses to stay for more than a few minutes during my visit. When I got there, they weren't there, so I had to phone them to find out where they were. And then we had to find another place to meet. Whether or not they would have waited for anyone else depends on how much they're trying to impress that person. It all comes down to whether or not they're attempting to impress you, not because they enjoy having to wait. Even if they don't make a big deal out of it, A narcissist will find a method to penalize you if you keep them waiting, probably later when they get more grasp on you. This is the case even if they don't want to make a big deal out of it. It's common for narcissists to suffer from paranoia, and they believe that we purposely delay them, which in turn increases their worry. Consequently, they see their behavior as justifiable when penalizing and holding us accountable for our actions. A narcissist's biggest nightmare comes true when we ultimately decide to ignore or dismiss them. Depending on your role in their lives, the consequences might be disastrous for the narcissist. One of a narcissist's worst nightmares is realized when we ultimately decide to ignore or abandon them. While narcissists are scared that they will be left, they're unwilling to put in the effort required for this concern. Or it appears they have no idea that the way they're doing things isn't the most efficient way to go about things. Narcissists always feel that their actions should be completely unrestricted and that they shouldn't face any consequences whatsoever. The narcissist may become irrationally enraged if you take too long to respond to a text message or fail to notice something the narcissist has posted on social media. Because of their paranoia and belief that your acts are deliberate, even though you may have a legitimate justification. These things set off their abandonment concerns, exacerbating their already severe abandonment issues. Narcissists can be difficult to deal with because they tend to be passive-aggressive, and coping with a covert narcissist can be even more unpleasant. After all, you may not realize that they have already started to lash back and punish us. But nothing goes undetected in the world of narcissists, and I'll be doing my best to provide as much information as possible. If you're still curious, you can view other videos about this on this channel. I'd also like to hear about your encounters with narcissists' reactions when you were late, didn't respond to a text message, or didn't return a missed phone call. Let me know what you've been up to in the comment section below. This will be our only topic for the day. Consider subscribing to our channel and click the bell icon to be notified of our subsequent videos. Thank you.